while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagreed with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out of our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out of our cell at all. And that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed. But that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids.
Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Friday.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me this October 3rd, 2025. We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Hey, salute to everybody joining the show today. Everybody out there in the chat. We got Josh, not really a city girl, Kawanda, Jeff. Hey, Willie, we got a new person in Willie. How you doing, Willie? John. We gotta cover the elephant in the news feed. We got GP in studio.
Yeah, I'm here a little earlier than usual.
Truth Nation Insider, because you hear a little bit earlier than usual because headlining news is coming out of Manhattan.
Right.
And Diddy's sentencing could go on right now, like anytime while we're on the air.
Right. They just returned from lunch, I believe, probably 6 minutes ago at 2 Eastern. And pretty much the gist of it, or the start, I guess, to the day was character statements from some of his children. And I believe they played an 11-minute kind of heartfelt video. I believe Kim Porter was featured in it as well. Obviously trying to humanize him and trying to, I guess, get the most favorable sentence that he possibly could. I know that the defense is recommending 14 months, which would basically be the sentence that he's already kind of carried out since they arrested him.
Right.
And the defense or the prosecution is trying to give him 20 years. On top of, everything else that he's already had served. So
did he say he a changed man?
I believe him.
Okay.
I believe him.
I'm interested. I mean, is it because did the being in jail change him and the trial? Or he's just saying this because this is the right thing to say right here because the people got his life in the balance?
I think when we consider prison reform, again, we arrest people and we lock people up. And we put them away from society and away from their family in the hopes that they mentally understand what they have done, that they can atone for their sins and their wrongdoings towards other people. Obviously, he might have been labeled as a manipulator, as an abuser, and all of the other accusations. There was the RICO charges as well as being the leader of a criminal organization, obviously, which he was found not guilty for. He was only charged with prosecution and a couple other charges that were, I don't want to say minor penalties because they are illegal activities in the end of it, but he has children at home that look up to him, that need him. He also was a good, outstanding citizen up until the time that he did get caught. So some of the penalties that he is being charged with or was charged with, I don't think they're serious penalties enough to lock somebody up for a quarter of a century almost, So I feel like he will get a favorable sentence. I think that he's been painted in a decent light. He has enough character statements and people that are willing to vouch for him. Also, it's terrible that the victims as well. There are a lot of victims that wrote character statements to the judge. I think 50 Cent was one of them, but you can't take 50 Cent seriously.
Was 50 Cent really one of the character statements?
He wrote to the judge saying that he fears that his life is in danger. So, he's trolling.
Wow.
I believe Cassie wrote a letter as well. But there was another, I don't want to say victim, but another person that was involved as a character witness as well. She basically stated that, Diddy was a good, outstanding person, that he helped her out, at some point in her life. So
she wrote a character statement.
Yes. So there's
a $30 million character statement.
If he paid her, so be it.
She already got the money.
I know she already got paid off, but she's looking to hold it down for
She's
Diddy.
still in love with Diddy.
A lot of people are.
Oh, wow.
I think that if he comes home, I don't think that he's foolish enough to continue doing the same thing. Again, we talk about giving people second chances and we talk about giving people grace all the time. None of the stuff that he did to women, if he was, coercing or forcing, none of that stuff is okay. But I hope that the time that he did serve did change his mental state. I think that he is remorseful.
Well, I'll say this. I think that when we look at Diddy, a lot of people got influenced by Diddy, their lifestyle, the way they dress, the partying. He was a huge party person. He made music that people could party to.
Right.
A lot of people hooked up with other people from listening to Diddy. So
he did a lot of people some favors.
So I think his influence is kind of making people feel kind of sorry because he did influence the culture at one point. But what about the victims? Or are these victims? Because people are saying that these are willing adults. Everybody that came to that court was willing adults, knew what they was doing, text messages saying that they was, daddy this and but was his influence giving him that leverage? To me, I'll say this. They could have walked away. I didn't hear anything in the trial that said that I was trapping these people or they were trapped.
Right.
They kept coming back.
Right. It's tough. Again, the only true evidence that we have of Diddy being a terrible person and, some of the other things that he's been accused of was the video with him and Cassie in the hotel. And facts are facts. He's not being charged with domestic violence or, anything extrapolated or coming from that incident. So when we talk about, giving people the proper sentence and, giving people the right to defend themselves via trial, if we're looking at the entire scope of everything that we've been taught, whether it be the evidence that from the guns and the baby oil and the pills and all types of other stuff that came out during the trial, as well as flight records and, transfer, or I guess like there were the hotel records and stuff like that also came out from, some of the sex escorts and stuff like that he had during the process of these freak offs. I was looking for the lack of a better word, but
these people were all consenting adults. But when you talk about prostitution and things like that, it's not human trafficking.
Right.
This wasn't an empire where he was. Not one underage girl showed up in court,
which is
good. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real here. I mean, these were adults who were partying with Diddy. Everybody in Hollywood know if you party with Diddy, you gotta tell him no. You know what I mean? You gotta tell him no.
Right.
And now he's being held accountable for what though?
It's
what
tough.
is he being held accountable for?
Just being a nasty, freaky man. That's the gist of it.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out where the accountability. I mean, everybody should go to jail then.
All of them? Cassie,
everybody involved. Because these are consenting adults. If he's going for dealing with the prostitutes that they calling the prostitutes should go to jail. Hey, okay, ain't that illegal?
You're not lying.
I'm just trying to say that.
But the feds want the big fish.
Okay.
They don't care about all the little guys that are in between. I think the toughest part for the prosecution here is that, number one, Cassie obviously is their star witness. She admitted to enjoying some of the things that she had to go through or do with Diddy. She talked about a lot of the times that they had interactions with some of these, escorts and stuff like that. And there were times that she set these up herself. The paper trail doesn't
she was calling the people personally.
Right. It doesn't track back to Diddy.
The escorts, the male prostitutes. Now, we talking male prostitutes here.
Yes.
They on Glad. They on Vlad.
Explaining.
They on the dialogue. They going around on tour.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys involved in the freak off said he's trying to sue Cassie like she sued Diddy because he was a victim to her.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, so what is all of this? Diddy is being held accountable for the actions of other adults who did the same thing.
It's tough. I think
that's all I'm saying.
He's being held accountable because he's the one with all the money and all of the resources. A lot of people feel as if he coerced people and he forced people to do what they want, whatever they didn't want to do willingly because he was this powerful figure and he had the world in the palm of his hands at one time, obviously. He still kind of does because we're checking back in and trying to make sure that he actually isn't this guy that we say or believe that he is.
Well, a lot of the marketing made him to be this human trafficker.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you know how I feel about human traffickers because I deal with this stuff.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate
But once I saw this trial against Diddy, it looks like kangaroo because all the adults involved should have the same charges then. That's all I'm saying. These are all consenting adults. He had the money, but they were organizing it. They were participating in it, and they was having fun with it. They was doing it because they agreed to do this. It was nobody in this whole equation that walked up there and was like, I was held against my will. I was transported, blindfolded with handcuffs. Everybody willingly participated in what we're seeing with Diddy. No. Now, R. Kelly was a different situation. Now, it was a lot of minor girls involved
and
in
tapes
that.
and everything.
Things that he was saving the videos.
Right.
Okay, so a lot of people are comparing R. Kelly with Diddy. And I say that Diddy was probably not a good person. But what I'm saying is all the non-good persons involved in this need to have the same outcome. And if they're not going to do it to everybody that took that stand or everybody that was involved, participate, everybody walking free, they participated, I got to raise an eyebrow to that.
No,
I
you're
think
not
that
wrong.
Diddy need to pay the price for the crimes he committed, but I'm trying to find out what crime against anybody's will did he commit other than they saying the prostitution. Well, you got the prostitutions right here. The prostitute males, take all of them to jail.
It's a hard line to drive because again we had Cassie who was reaching out under an alias and setting some of this stuff up as well, and I believe there were other I believe there was another witness who she gave a statement and she had a son I believe that was disabled and she admitted to taking payments from Diddy to keep the lights on at home essentially or to fund this lifestyle that she kind of had when she was involved with Bad Boy Records. So there's a lot of people that might have necessarily reached out to Diddy for favors and other things or whatever, and obviously they were willing to do what they needed to do to maintain their lifestyle or to stay in this social circle that Diddy had cultivated. There was a lot of stories rumbling, from out of Hollywood, especially when you look back at that Cat Williams interview as well.
Right.
There was a lot of, excerpts and stuff like that that led to Diddy trying to coerce people and coming to these parties and doing stuff against their will and all that other stuff, but there's no true paper trail for it. It's just a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation. The only thing that we know is that he was hoarding baby oil and he paid for a couple of sex escorts to do stuff with his at the time girlfriend. Right, male escorts, yes.
Okay, so what I'm trying to be clear here is because somebody in the chat, Alicia J, says, 2 men discussing women being victims. And they always try to, see, this is where I say, like, the world ain't got too out of control.
Right.
And they always try to lean on something that, could not be true. Don't nobody fight for women more than me in this city, in this state.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't.
But what I'm saying is the prostitutes are male.
Yes. That is true. I don't want anything that we
That's
that we
all
say
I'm
here.
saying.
Yeah, my thing is I don't want anything that we say here today to be taken out of context. We empathize and we respect women who obviously have to go through things where they aren't able to get away and they aren't able to escape, whether it be domestic violence or abuse or trafficking and things like that. We don't condone that and we don't accept that. We are just saying that these are women who continually went back over and over again to do whatever they were doing in exchange for money, status, or fame. And Cassie admitted to sleeping with Diddy after the fact while she was with her now husband. It's hard for me to feel bad for Cassie.
All I'm saying is, the facts are the facts. I don't care what you believe.
Right.
Somebody tell me what they're holding Diddy accountable for. Because the prostitutes are males in this case.
Yes, that is true. I don't know.
All right. So what I'm saying is, I think that everybody need to be charged with what he got charged. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying let Diddy go. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying that
that charge applies to everybody involved.
Yeah, anyone that was willingly entering a bedroom and doing this stuff and traveling to go freak off or do any other favors that Diddy kind of wanted at his will. I have to reiterate again, I feel terrible for women who are in situations like this and don't have the means to escape. But it's very hard for me to feel bad for a married woman who continually went back to her abuser and also admitted in court publicly that she was on the phone with her husband while engaging in a sexual act with Diddy. This is something from the trial. This is what Cassie said out of her own mouth. And there were other women as well who admitted to taking money from Diddy. I don't want to say that.
So you think that many times when you talk about these situations, a lot of people think that Diddy was it was a larger thing going on, that he was the fall guy for a lot of things that was going on in the industry. And he filed a lawsuit against the liquor brand, and you got those Dr. Umar type conversations going on as well. And I just look at it all, but at the end of the day, I believe everybody involved with the charges he's facing today.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying. Everybody involved need to be charged.
I do think he needs to serve.
That's all I'm saying. They all need to go to jail.
Yeah, he's served some time already. Again, I don't want to say what is enough and what it might be too much, but I don't think 20 years for engaging in sexual activity, as you know, as weird as some of the stuff that we've heard again coming from Diddy, I don't think that 20 years justifies all of the stuff that he had to go through with people who were willing participants or participants to some extent. That's just how I feel about it. Again, I don't know what the defense is going to recommend. I know they're trying to get him time served, which would be an enormous win, and it would be an egg on the face for the prosecution because it's a federal trial. So I'm curious to see what the ruling might be and what the time frame might be around it.
Maybe his influence made people fall in line.
They're trying to make him an example. That's what it is. It really is.
Well, I've always believed that there was an undertone to Hollywood.
You think so?
Yeah, like people had to go in certain rooms and get to do certain things, and a lot of people in power use that money as a flex, and a lot of people need money, and they the phrase. People doing something a little strange for a little change.
A piece of change.
Right. So
that,
I think that's a true statement.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't want to minimize anything. Again, I empathize with the victims, but to some extent, if you are a conscious and aware adult, you know exactly what you're doing once you get into the situation. A lot of people cry wolf or they play the victim once they get into bad situations like this. And we don't want to minimize, again, what women go through. That's the main thing here. But we have to look at all of the facts. Again, the only video that we have or proof that Diddy was coercing people or holding people against their will was the video of them in that hotel hallway. And that is not what he's being charged for. So in the court of law, it doesn't really hold up or amount to anything. That's kind of what we have to look at.
Do Diddy get sentenced to a large amount of time?
I think he does less than 5 years. I think if they can get him under double digits, I think it's a huge win. He's already served a year and almost 2 years. So I think if he gets under 5, it's an enormous win.
Well, look, we gonna see. Maybe during the show.
Hopefully,
Maybe we get the sentencing right here during the show.
Right.
I got you on standby now. When it come through, we're gonna have to break it down.
I'll let you know.
All right, look. When we come back, Truth Nation, we got some good news. We got some good news, Truth Nation, from right here in the city. We're gonna talk about it when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretends conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chain savings with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in the memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at www.makingstrideswalk.org/MilwaukeeWI.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around, That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around, That's right, on time. It's tricky. I met this little girlie. Her hair was
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I got some good news. Remember the story of Clarissa Bates. Clarissa Bates was a woman in the city of Milwaukee last year that died in front of her house near 28th and Burleigh. And the family gave me a call. The family came on the show. She was knocked over into a fire pit and shot. And so the family came on the show. We started a process to try to find. Nobody was in custody. We went into the neighborhood. We worked some magic. We did some things. All of a sudden, somebody got caught for the homicide of Clarissa Bates. It took a year. But yesterday, when I got off the show, the family called me and said he was convicted of the murder of Clarissa Bates. They called me. They were so excited. This is something that when I tell people, when we out here, we trying to get results for these families. They had tried to reach out and didn't get any support. So when me and Elizabeth Brown got the situation, we immediately went to see them. We immediately came up with a way to try to flush out information. We got that information. They sent that information in. The person was arrested, and then a year later, it had to take some time because he had to work his way through the system. But I got one of the most amazing calls the other day, and they said, "We got justice, Tory." Thank you, Tory. Thank you, Elizabeth Brown. Thank you to Truth Nation. Thanks to everybody that worked to get this young man off the streets, that took the life of a black woman, a homeowner, somebody that was out in her front yard, and now he's being I think the sentencing is coming up. But this is the news that we want to do. This is the news that we want to present, that we get out here and give people the results when nobody wanted to deal with this situation, DJ Brother Z. So sometimes when these families come in here, that's why I bring them in here, so y'all can hear what they had to say and who's doing what. Well, we got some our old Facebook video. Do we got that Facebook video of us over there on 28th and Concordia? This was 28th and Concordia. Forgive me. Did I say Burleigh? It was between. It's over in the area. We was all over that area, but 28th and Concordia, Clarissa Bates was shot and killed on 28th and Concordia, where she was a homeowner. This happened August 23rd, 2024, and no one was in custody at this time. So listen to what we were talking about during that time.
28th and Concordia, where Clarissa Bates was shot and killed a couple months ago, and the family is still looking for justice.
My name is Tiffany Bates. This is my mom, Deborah Bates. My sister, Clarissa Bates, was murdered and killed on 28th and Concordia in the neighborhood she grew up in. She is a homeowner. She was shot and killed right in front of me. The guy was arrested and pointed out in the lineup, and he got let go. We really need justice. We haven't heard anything back from the Milwaukee Police Department. We need the community to help us get justice for Clarissa Bates, better known as Weta.
She was killed August the 3rd, right here in her neighborhood. We're asking the people in the hood to please give up their cameras. If you saw anything, please help us. Clarissa needs justice. We need justice.
If you know anything, contact Milwaukee Police Department or Tory Lowe or the Bates family. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're asking the community, if you know something, say something. Call the family, call Tory Lowe, or call the Milwaukee Police. Thank you.
Justice for Clarissa Bates.
Justice for Clarissa Bates.
DJ Brother Z, I got the call that because they caught the young man that they was talking about, but they let him go. And he was out for months. By the time I came to the situation, was nobody in custody. I guess when it initially took place, he was there, but then they let him go. They only got like so long for they can keep somebody before they let him go. But thank God to the community members. Thank God for everybody that called me. Thank God for people that allowed me to see some things, you know. And thank God that we were able to collect information and put the pressure on the system. Salute to her sister, her mother, for standing in the gap. And last night we went out to celebrate. We got some pictures if you're watching as we broadcast live. We got a couple pictures that we took from the gathering last night. I want to show Truth Nation. This is how I look when you're able to bring a result. And every time we get these families in these situations and they throw in a Hail Mary, sometimes, I'm probably going down in history as the person that took the most Hail Marys, that came down with the most Hail Marys. They came to me as a last resort, and like a lot of families do. Now I'm starting to become the first resort, but y'all got to go to some of these people that's getting their taxpayer money. But look, this is us. If y'all watching this, we broadcast live. Look at the family. Look at that. Went through all that hardship, and we was able to get out, have a good time. Like this happened last night. Look, I still got the truth. My truth jacket on, DJ Brother Z. This is when I tell y'all, when I leave the show, we still going around the clock with these families, and this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Bringing justice, fighting in our communities in real time. Not know what I'm finna, what we about to, what we gonna. No, we putting results out here on these streets. I run laps around these people when it come to getting justice for my people. Laps. I'm talking about it ain't even close. The race ain't even close. And it ain't even nobody keeping score. We just trying to let y'all know there's something real going on out here, and y'all need to make sure that y'all are part of it. Be about that action. Be about that action. And I'm not just talking to y'all. A lot of people just talk, but no, we do. We do it for real. And thank you to the Clarissa Bates family. We appreciate you. We love you. And like I said, now y'all can relax and heal. Hey, I love it when the plan come together. Hey, look, when we come back, we go have a pop culture report. Salute to everybody in Truth Nation that's active and about that action. Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. We up. We up a lot. We up by a lot. But the people got to get on board with getting things done for real. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Your home has been working hard for you. Now it's time to let it work a little harder. With a home equity line of credit from Brewery Credit Union, you can turn the equity you've built into smart solutions. Pay off high-interest debt, remodel your kitchen, or take care of life's unexpected expenses with flexible access to funds when you need them. Apply today and put your home's value to work for you. Visit brewerycu.com or stop by Brewery Credit Union. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by NCUA.
School's back in session. Kids have their backpacks, school supplies, and new clothes. But are you ready as a parent? Families are the single most important factor in a child's academic success. This year, get to know your child's teachers. Stay engaged with their learning. Don't be shy about asking questions along the way. Because as a parent, you are your child's first and most important teacher. Learn more about how City Forward Collective is helping families, students, and schools thrive at cityforwardcollective.org.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Dr. Ken Harris with his truth.
Juneteenth signifies the occasion in 1865 when the final enslaved blacks in Texas were notified of their liberation 2.5 years subsequent to the Emancipation Proclamation. The moment when 100% of victims of slavery finally recognized their liberation indicated the principles of the U.S. Constitution came to be universally applicable. This represents a success for Black Americans and a subsequent and significant point in American history, highlighting the nation's alleged dedication to liberty and justice for all. The recent verdict in the murder of Sade Robinson serves as a reminder of the enduring evils and oppression we still face. Despite independence, numerous blacks still encounter exploitation, and they are masquerading as freedom. Commemorating Juneteenth compels us all to acknowledge these realities and compel the nation's past and promote a truthful national narrative. Juneteenth, along with the murder conviction of the disgusting individual who killed Miss Robinson, serves not merely as a celebration, but also as a summons to action. Remember this history in your daily discussions and interactions. If Juneteenth caused the conflation of liberty and justice for Black America, I say one death represented by the murder of Miss Robinson is a denial of liberty and an injustice to all of Black America.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You baddie. I give her whatever she wants. I buy her whatever she wants. I'm flying wherever she wants. I buy her whatever she wants. I take her to Greece if she wants. I'm flying wherever she wants. I buy her whatever she wants. She getting whatever she wants.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by GP, Truth Nation Insider in studio.
I'm back.
Hey, look, we have breaking news off the top. The sentencing could actually go down at any time during this show.
Yeah, well, Brian Steele was giving a statement, or he was addressing the jurors as well, I believe like 10 minutes ago. So we'll see what, the cross-examination kind of looks like, or what the prosecution has to say. I don't know if they're in closing statements necessarily, but within the hour, I'm expecting that we will get a ruling and, figure out whether he's spending a quarter century in prison or a couple weeks, if that. So
have they convened already? Because I think New York is 2 hours ahead.
Right. No, it's an hour. It's an hour ahead.
Hour ahead.
So it's like, it's 2:37 right now. But they said Brian Steele was addressing the jurors as well as the judge. So I'm sure the prosecution will come back up, and then they'll probably go to deliberation. So
do you think that they already know when the judge woke up today? Do you think the judge already knew what he was going to do? He just got to go through the formalities.
I think
because you got to go through like everybody talking.
Right.
When do you think the judge makes up his mind when it comes to sentencing? Do you think that he already know what he finna do? He just going through the process, just listening to everybody, and he may can change it if he feel a little empathy. You know what I mean?
I would hope that it's a last second decision, because you have to take into account all of the information and the evidence and all the facts, as well as juror opinions. Obviously, there's deliberation and there's a process for a reason. I don't think that there should be a predetermined kind of decision, like when the judge woke up today and went
But
to
you
go.
know what I'm saying? Like, when do the judge be like, okay, this is what I'm going? You don't think he's sitting back in the back like, okay, he already kind of know, like, all right.
It depends.
Especially if you're a veteran judge, especially if you did a whole bunch of cases, you're an old veteran judge. I mean, when do you think the judge be like, okay, I'm gonna give him about 7 years?
It's tough. Every case is different, though. We got to think this is a groundbreaking case, because we've never seen someone so public. Or I guess this is one of those rare ones where we see someone who's such a big public figure, who was so famous, be not slung through the mud necessarily, but we know every little detail about his private life that we would have never gotten to see unless there was obviously that video shared from that hotel. I think the judge is going to take this up until the ruling is kind of given in. I think this will be a last second decision, because you have to take into account every single piece of information that you've heard over the course of 6 months, 5 months when this trial, started. So I'm the judge. I don't know what exactly you're trying to do, because most cases set the precedent for other cases that will follow in the, years to come. So the thing is, do you want to decide that prostitution is that bad of a penalty where you give somebody 20 years, or do you kind of minimize it and make it a thing where someone can get out with time served? That's the thing. The judge will have to hang his head on that, because he will be forever marked as a historical piece of, law, basically. Like that's the simple way, I guess, of me seeing it. But
Lorenzo in the chat says that judge already know what he's going to do. He was commissioned by the powers that be, because Diddy filed a lawsuit against the liquor company that is owned by BlackRock. Also, Mo the Elephant chimes in. He says he should get reduced sentence and a permanent ban on baby oil.
See, people start trolling.
I'm just saying. Wow.
So he can't use baby oil ever again? It's just straight lotion?
He gonna be ashy a little bit.
I guess so. That might be a worse crime than going to jail for 20 years.
Hey, but the thing is, this is why I say, like, it's this all theatrics. You got the kids, pleading to have their daddy come home. He wrote this letter saying, "Hey, I'm a changed man. I'm sorry to all of the victims, all of the women that I've harmed." He didn't even say nothing about the prostitutes, the male prostitutes. I mean, they ain't even in the letter.
They was getting down. They knew what they was.
Okay, I'm talking about, but the charge is prostitution.
Yes.
So he should at least apologize to the men.
Why?
Because that's what he getting charged for.
They chose that career before they linked up with Diddy, though.
For hooking up with the prostitutes.
I'm just saying, they was on these illegal websites trying to get paid regardless. They knew what they was trying to get into. These men, they are like, they know exactly what they were getting into.
Accusations.
No, it's the truth. I saw the interview.
Even the one guy said he didn't know it was Diddy.
You damn lie.
Well, this is what he said in the interview with Vlad, or like one of those podcasts. Diddy was kind of voyeurism, kind of in the back, in the shadows, at first. Then he eventually came forward. This is what they saying. This is all what because they was there. I'm not going to get high blood pressure because I wasn't there. I'm just going off what they saying.
I could see after maybe the first time that you show up, but all signs kind of point towards it. If you know exactly who's engaging and who's watching you every single time that something is going down, you know it's Diddy. You have some type of idea of what mannerisms, voice, whatever.
Y'all cats from New York got some wild fetishes out there.
Listen, I don't get down like that. I don't want nobody else in the room but me and the person who was partaking in that act.
I'm just saying.
I don't need all that other performative stuff.
I'm just saying.
No. But my point is, I think we see the statements. I think we see the statements from the kids and everything as performative because we know the kind of character that Diddy was in the early 2000s. We've seen videos of him throwing stuff off his desk and slamming his phone, and all the other videos and stuff like that of him on Halloween dressed up as the Joker and stuff like that. We see him as a character, and he also has an alter ego. He went from being Sean Combs to P. Diddy to Brother Love. So we still have to humanize people. Again, regardless of how you feel about him as an entertainer, he has kids. He's a father. He's a brother. He's an uncle. So he effectively is fighting for his life. He's 55. So if he serves 20 years, he'll come out at 75.
But you know how all these high profile cases like Bill Cosby, like R. Kelly, like Puff Daddy, are black men on trial? Black men peeking around the corner like, because a lot of people are like, look at this.
I hope that Diddy is an example for people who are thinking about doing any of these things out here. I hope that Diddy, R. Kelly, and Bill Cosby, they serve as examples of what not to do and the decisions that you should not make as someone in power. Again, we talk about people and people in the chat as well. We're talking about P. Diddy being so powerful that he held that over a lot of people's head. The judge will probably, or if he's thinking on the grand scheme of things, giving him 20 years, it's effectively to discourage anyone else with this type of status, with this type of reach and this type of money to not do what Diddy did.
But then you got the Harvey Weinsteins, the people that think that they can. People come to New York, Los Angeles looking for careers.
Looking to get on, yeah.
Looking to get on. And when you're a gatekeeper, that gives you a lot of power. Now, it's people that's below Diddy and it's people that's above Diddy.
Yes.
And to me, when it was Diddy turn to present his case, nobody came through. So I believe that Diddy was, even though he was in trial under all this pressure, he didn't bring anybody in that was associated. Mm-hmm. He took it all just on him.
That is true. That might be a favorable kind of thing for the judge to see. Again, there was no, I guess, crazy character witnesses that kind of got brought out from Diddy. Diddy as well didn't take the stand to defend himself. He kind of let the information present itself, and the defense tried to poke holes as they saw it, into the prosecution's case. I think that the judge, it's going to be a last-second decision because, again, you have to set precedent. Law, when these cases are decided, it's to set a precedent and an example for someone else to not, or I guess to go through that same kind of process or get that same kind of sentence.
Well, Diddy is not, we know what he did to his artists.
Yeah.
We know what type of character Diddy is, like you said. We got Mace. You got everybody, eyewitnesses, people that have been victims of his business tactics. Mm-hmm. But he didn't go down for none of that.
But that's the thing. We talk about it all the time. When we looked at Diddy in the early 2000s, the shows like Making the Band.
He's definitely not innocent.
No, not at all. But again, we saw the type of person he kind of was. The writing was already on the wall. He was making people walk for cheesecake back in the 2000s. Right. So who's to say what else that he had going on, obviously, during his free time when the cameras weren't on? I mean, I'm just looking at it from kind of a wholesome scope again. With the evidence that has been presented, I don't think that 20 years is justified.
I don't understand how you go from billionaire to like
nothing overnight.
Nothing overnight. Like, is that real? Like, when they talk about, okay, they got these statuses, many times it's, to me, could be possibly inflated or tied up in contracts or property, right? Yep. So here go Diddy, on top of the world, abusing folks. We know he was abusing folks.
Yes.
They came out and said it. A lot of his artists came out and said it. A lot of, look at the situation with Shine, the girl that got shot in the nose and things like with J-Lo. So here we go. A lot of people feel like this restitution.
But that's the thing.
For all of that. Like, he's in trial for his past behavior. A lot of people feel like this is karma.
Well, because it's a lot of people that in the industry that kind of hold grudges against him because he did bulldoze his way to the top and he kind of felt that he was untouchable. He still kind of probably does. Granted, especially if he does, I don't want to say get away with this. If he's found innocent or that he has to serve lesser time, then it just is what it is. It's up to him to reform himself and kind of make the best of whatever second act that he has. But he did lead to a lot of people getting blackballed in the industry as well. And he can own up to that as well. There's a lot of artists and singers that weren't as successful or that couldn't do or continue on with their careers once they left that bad boy umbrella. We talk about it all the time with Day 26, with Aubrey O'Day and, some of the other members of that. They vanished into thin air after they left the bad boy umbrella. And that's probably
And he held the contract over their head where they couldn't even produce.
Right.
Dylan, stopped him from pursuing his dreams after all of that. But we got somebody in the chat that says, 7537 says, why is there no sympathy for men? Does it mean the men doesn't deserve justice because they were male prostitutes? If those prostitutes were women, I bet everyone will be chanting to crucify them.
And I agree. I mean, we see men as, I don't want to say, I'm trying to look at the right,
You believe in the toxic masculinity.
I don't believe in it. I don't subscribe to it.
I'm just messing with you.
I know, but I think that we see when we keep looking at women as sensitive and
vulnerable,
exactly, impressionable,
and then people take advantage of it.
Yeah, and then when they step into that realm or whatever, they're also aware of what they have to do in order to make it to the top or to be where they want to be. They might sacrifice on the front end, but you can't play the victim on the back end. Again, I feel bad for anyone that has to go through abuse or survive, but it's up to the judge at the end of the day.
Hiki says, "Well, Diddy, do not drop the soap."
Oh man!
Wow, bro, I love the hits. I love the hits of bad boy music. Well, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report with GP. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations. Woo! God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Aww.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against the West Allis Hale Huskies on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chain with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Ain't got no time to talk, bitch, I'm trying to judge. Come DA, go free the real out the pen. I miss them, I love them. Come, if they ever violated, come let their mama love them. My team.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We got GP in studio, Truth Nation Insider for the Pop Culture Report.
What it do?
Hey, look, we talk about technology and how we need to get involved, but you got somebody we need to highlight right now.
I do. I know we were focusing on Diddy a lot, earlier or to begin the show, but I want to kind of shift things in a more positive light again as we highlight Marion Croak. Many people who may not know was a VP at Google, but is best, or I should say most well known for advancing kind of voice over the internet protocol. Mm-hmm. And that, stems from whether it be Google, obviously you can speak to your phone now, or things like WhatsApp and kind of other apps like that.
That's powerful.
Right. No.
So a black woman did all of that.
Yeah. And it's
where you can speak to the phone and it'll just go right in and get the information.
Hey Siri, how do you cook this? How Siri, what are directions to the latest gas station or whatever like that? There's a lot of different things that we use, and we have her to credit for that, obviously. It's kind of sad that it's taken so long for her to get, some recognition.
She's just starting to make her rounds. as a person that helped out all this modern technology.
That's funny. Siri just went off on my phone. She heard me.
She heard it. All because of Marion Crowe.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, but it's awesome. It's something that we need to highlight. I hope that we get her on, we could get her on a podcast, or it'd be awesome if she could come speak to us here at The Truth a little bit. We might need to do some digging and kind of get in touch with some of her folks.
I mean, it seems like when you work with big companies and you have ideas, they'll get their money off top.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get it implemented. People won't even know you even did it. Then on the back end, once they done got everything licensed and where you know, I don't even know if she should be a billionaire for doing this type of technology.
But that's the thing; she might just be a silent partner. She owns a patent. I believe that she owns the patent for the technology, but I'm sure she got paid something, I guess, out of pocket directly some time ago when the technology, or before it became, or boomed, I should say. So there's obviously someone there, or a billionaire, that had the capital to bring this to life. Obviously, Marion Crowe might not have had the resources to do it on her own. And so that's kind of why we see this story. It's not something that's widely known.
And why don't we know about her? I mean, I just seen her story a couple days ago, and like I'm starting to dig into it, but it's kind of on the back end after all of the technology is out here. We've been using it. We know who Elon Musk is, or Steve Jobs
Absolutely,
is.
yeah.
Hey.
But that's the thing.
But that's what happens with black inventors. If the world knew how much we have invented and added to this society, black Americans, the genius that they have that added to what we enjoy today, I don't believe that a lot of people that would be discriminatory would be as discriminatory, because every time they would talk into the phone, they'd be like, a black woman did this.
No, and that's the thing. We talk about it all the time. There's so many things that black people have invented that we don't really, I guess, pay more attention to or give more credits to. For example, like peanut butter. It might be such a small, trivial thing, but a black person is credited for making peanut butter. That's something that people eat pounds and jars of daily, as well as other, important life-saving adventures.
But that's why the education is important, because the ignorance is running rampant.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Knowledge is power.
It is, and it's powerful. It's very powerful.
That's why I say these young kids, when I talk about the culture, Marion Crowe is a part of the culture, the technology that if they knew that more black people invented a lot of the technology in these phones and things like that, and took honor and pride in what we're doing. But a lot of times that's pushed on the back.
Yeah.
Where you got to actually dig. It's there, but it's not out front.
No, exactly. We talk about as well, too, people being role models for the larger society. Like when I was growing up, and I always had aspirations to work in radio, I rarely saw black voices kind of popping, onto the scene or whatever, whether it be things like pop culture or in politics. And now the older I've gotten, the more people from my generation, or even the generation behind me, are trying to come to the forefront and kind of look like the inspiration for the next generation to come. They're showing people that black people, and even minorities in general, can be in positions of power and be role models.
And get results.
Exactly.
Like Tory Lowe.
And make things happen.
And Elizabeth Brown.
Exactly. The people that I want to be associated with.
Like Carissa Bates' family.
Hey, keep naming them.
I'm just messing with you.
Keep
hey.
You got to pop it. You pop it.
I'm just saying, but this is something that be buried in the back.
Yeah.
And these kids will be like, where's my culture? What should I be proud of?
No, absolutely.
And we need to be quick with the name dropping. We need to be quick with go do the research, look up this person, and instill that pride, because it's a lot of pride that's missing that we were never taught.
Yeah, no, right. And we get documentaries and movies all the time as well, like, I guess, capturing or kind of recreating the story that leads up to the inventions or these big life-changing events. Marion Crowe needs a movie, or she needs a documentary. For example, I watched Oppenheimer a while ago, and that was the story of the guy who kind of created the atomic bomb that was eventually dropped, during World War II, I believe, in the 40s. And that movie, it's cool. It's something that's powerful or important for our nation to see. But inventions or inventors like this, who look like people that look like me, they need the spotlight as well on them.
We know who P. Diddy is.
Oh, man.
But we don't know who Marion Crowe is.
Well, they didn't make him look too good in the big movie, so we'll wait till Surviving Diddy comes out. They already got R. Kelly. So.
He was in jail in that Monsters Ball.
He was. You're not right. I forgot about that.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming through, GP.
As always.
Hey, have a fun, safe weekend.
You too. I'm going to be outside.
All
it's
right.
80 degrees
it's
today.
nice out.
I know. I can't wait to go home and get...
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Come in with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still messing with the negative energy. Every day I get on and say, the power of the tongue.
impulsive negative thoughts, reacting, and these kids watching you reacting all wild and crazy. The programming you watching on TV, the music. Now, like Security Mike said, it's popular to pop somebody. It's popular now. And these kids coming back to somebody's house. They coming to eat a meal at somebody's house. They hanging out with somebody in the neighborhood who got a house, who paying the rent. They hanging out with you. They may be your relative. They may be your buddy. That social acceptance is there. Understand what I'm saying? So when we really tired, we gonna cut it off. We gonna stop it.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
How is it possible for somebody to be found guilty of something and serve no jail time? How is it possible that someone can get a first offense misdemeanor when it comes to marijuana here in the state of Wisconsin and can face up to 6 months in jail, but two men who are convicted of murder get probation? This is not what justice is about. Why does this keep happening, Truth Nation? And why does it always seem like black people die and we don't get the justice that we deserve? How should we react to this? If you commit a crime, you must do the time. If you take somebody's life, you have to pay the cost. I don't care that it was an accident, because it does not make sense to me how someone can be murdered and somehow they get no time. Even if you accidentally kill somebody, you are still a murderer, especially when you plead guilty to felony murder. Marijuana will get you more time in jail than killing somebody, especially when it comes to a black man here in America, unfortunately.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress? Do little wiggles.
The slate's coming in. What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
He's just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts, because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. One of 3 family members charged in the death of a Milwaukee woman pleads guilty. 21-year-old Aaliyah Frizen was charged with aggravated battery for beating her 30-year-old sister Ashley Hudson with a bat in an argument over a social media post in June. Their 15-year-old brother Haziel Frizen then allegedly shot and killed Hudson, leaving her to die on the sidewalk near MLK and Valit. The brother is headed to trial for a first-degree intentional homicide charge. Hudson's mother, 48-year-old Tarab Hudson, faces 1 charge for obstructing an officer. Frizen faces up to 11 years in prison. She'll be sentenced in January. 9 people have been killed so far this year over high-speed chases in Milwaukee. Members of the Common Council questioned leaders of the Milwaukee Police Department Thursday on why there were close to 100 more high-speed chases this year compared to 2024. Alderwoman Mael Coggs.
What accounts for the amount versus the arrest? Like, you didn't catch them, or like what accounts for that gap?
That I couldn't say right now.
Police records indicated that out of 778 chases this year, only 358 resulted in an arrest. You won't need pennies anymore when paying at Quick Trip. The company is phasing out using pennies for cash transactions. So as stores run out of pennies, all cash purchases at Quick Trip and Quick Trip Star locations will be rounded down to the nearest 5 cents. The cash registers will automatically apply the rounding rules. The costs and transactions won't change if you are using credit cards or digital forms of payment. A popular restaurant known for its creative burgers and peanut bombs will close its doors in November. AJ Bombers has been operating at Knapp and Water Street in downtown Milwaukee for 16 years. In 2010, the restaurant gained national notoriety after appearing on the Travel Channel's Food Wars show, winning Best Burger in Milwaukee in a unanimous vote. Benson's Restaurant Group decided not to renew the lease earlier this year, so the last day of service will be Thursday, November 20th. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Wavy boy, go crazy.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I got a question for Truth Nation. I got a question of the day on this Friday. It might be a Freaky Friday, but because I got to ask this question. And I got something that I want y'all to hear after I ask the question. I got something that I need y'all to hear to help me make this point. And this is the question. Is someone obligated after you take them to dinner to engage in intimacy with you? I'll say that. I think that clears the FCC rules. DJ Brother Z, make a poll that's a safe poll that we could post in the chat. If you take somebody out to eat and you pay, is that person obligated to get down? Go get down with the down. I'm on the radio, so I don't know exactly the wording, and I'm trying to keep it general. But if I'm in a situation where I take somebody out to a nice dinner, and I spend, now this ain't like no drive-through like Wendy's, McDonald's, Taco Bell. I'm talking about we go get something to eat and the bill like $100, $200. I mean, I'm just painting the picture here. Is that person obligated to, or get a nightcap going? You know what I mean? And I've seen this argument, and this is a weird argument because now I'm seeing where women are saying that if they take their friend out, their female friend out, and they have to foot the bill, that they friend gonna have to get down. It's 2025. I saw this, and I said, is this what's going on in 2025? And I know it's always a conversation with men and women. Men and women been going back and forth. Some feel like, they may be obligated. Some people say they not. This has always been a conversation. But now I'm seeing this new generation, saying that even if they take their friend out, like their friend, their buddy, their girlfriend, they say, hey, I'm not your man. You're going to have to do something extra. I got the video. Y'all don't believe me. I got the video. DJ Brother Z, if y'all watching this rebroadcast live, somebody listen to this. Somebody listen to this.
Girl, and you paying for everything. That girl ain't offered to pay for not another. Oh, baby, she gonna have to come up off some, baby. She gonna have to eat that poon. She gonna have to eat this poon tonight. She gonna have to give me some of that back there, them peaches or something. Cause baby, what we doing? I am not your man.
Wow. Run that back one more time.
And when you out eating with your homegirl and you paying for everything, that girl ain't offered to pay for not another. Oh, baby, she gonna have to come up off some, baby. She gonna have to eat that poon. She gonna have to eat this poon tonight. She gonna have to give me some of that back there, them peaches or something. Cause baby, what we doing? I am not your man.
What? Okay, now I'm like, okay, my eyebrows is up. Cause usually women like, no, we ain't obligated to do nothing. If you take us out, show us a good time, that's a good time. And if I feel like it, if I don't. But now you got women making posts going viral. And this they buddy, they saying. This ain't even no relationship. This is a friendship. Hey, I'm interested. So I keep it general. I'll keep it general for just the sake of, if somebody take you out and have a good dinner, spending, I'm taking you out, it's in the evening, are they obligated to do a little extra? DJ, hey, we on the air. 5027 says you talking about studs. This woman didn't look like no stud. She didn't even say nothing about being a stud. She said if this was her friend, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Listen to what is happening. Don't make up nothing. It's right there. Don't make up nothing. It's right there. I played it for you. These ain't no studs. This ain't nothing like that. Y'all going with the titles. Now, after 101 genders came out, it's everything is everything. You ain't got to be no stud or nothing. It's just now, hey, I'm feeling, it's all open. It's wild. They done left the engine running. DJ Brother Z. And the doors, it ain't no doors on the vehicle and the engine running at this point. They saying you talking studs, you got to make it clear. Talk that talk about the studs. No, I'm not talking about none of that. See, that's old. When we was coming up, that was our talk. People, being lesbians and studs and things. No, now it ain't no rules to the game. We had some guidelines, but now I don't see that no more. But 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. You got to keep your head on the swivel. That's what now you got to keep your head on the swivel. We go ahead to the lines. Security Mike. Now you got to keep your head on the swivel. You got to keep your head on the swivel, hey, Security Mike.
I ain't been listening in a minute, man. I had to get a new phone. I had a phone in a couple of days, but
okay.
But yeah, I just heard what the girl said. The girl said that she gotta eat some poo-poo.
That's what she said. Well, no, yeah, that lady. Did you see the video? Did you see the video?
No, I just heard.
No, that lady. That looked like a regular female. That don't look like no stud.
I ain't saying. Well, I'm just saying she made a stud comment saying.
Okay, but what I'm saying, this is don't put it in the stud situation. This is a regular woman. Well,
I know, but she said that. Yeah. So she asking the girl to perform a sex. What's the name on her? If she spend money on her.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, usually men say. Usually that's a conversation between male and female, right?
Right, but these females like another females now.
Right,
but we can get off that, Tory Lowe. If I take a woman out and I spend an enormous amount of money, I expect to get them draws.
What? Security Mike.
Yeah, I would expect to see if she don't give me something.
Okay, so is that in your imagination, or do you talk to her about it before you take her out, or do you think, okay, I'm gonna take her out and okay, I'm gonna wine and dine her, and next thing you know, boom, I'm gonna get the nightcap.
I know I would hint around to it. I would get all that out in the open, because then I might change my mind if I feel I'm going to take this woman out and I might spend $200-300 or something. Then I'll be like, damn, I didn't been played. Especially if I ain't been really knowing her that long.
You're gonna feel bad if you spend $200. Okay,
But see, I'm like this, Tory. A lot of times I get to understand the way, baby, we gonna go Dutch. You pay your check, I'm gonna pay mine. You know what I'm saying?
She may not want to go out with you after that.
Well, then I'll just go on to the next one.
And save your $200.
Well, I'm a gentleman at times, but say like, especially the first time I done went out on a date with a female, I take care of take care of it all, and then maybe the next time, baby, you got to put out now.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, like I said, this is a real conversation. A lot of people going out this weekend.
Right.
A lot of people gearing up to get out this weekend.
Exactly. I mean, I ain't gonna break off.
They might feel like Security Mike.
With her. But I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, when we hang out like as friends like that, you got your check, I got my check. You know, but if I say, oh, you kind of short-handed, and so baby, I got you, then I got you tonight. You know, but it's understanding that you're gonna have to be some putting out one of these dinner dates, dinner and a movie thing, because that's how I like to do it. Dinner and a movie and dinner like that. Or we go to the landmark and we do some bowling or something. Then after that, we can go out and eat and stuff like that. But most of the time, the man is going to spend the money. But how many times without, you know, getting any affection at the end of the night, you know?
Love and affection.
At least come by the crib and we chill. You know, at least come by and we chill like this or something like that. If it happens, it happens. You know, or even we just cutting it. I mean, that's some form of affection too.
Okay.
You know, but not, you know, that's how I feel too.
Hey,
T-Lo, I'm back rolling now.
Okay, that's what's up.
So,
that's what's up, Security
I'm
Mike.
back riding now, so I got to get your number again because I had to get a whole new phone. And I lost your number.
Well, when I put you on hold, give DJ Brother Z your number.
I'll give him my number to you for you again.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, look, I'll tell you this, because a lot of times when we talk about these things, I just keep it general. Because I know some women that say, hey, look, if I take a man out, hey, he going to have to put out. He going to have to put out and get out. I didn't heard these conversations. But this one right here, this was a different type of conversation. When the woman said that if I take my friend out and she can't pay, she gonna have to, you know, y'all heard what she said. So I'm like, this is that new stuff that it took me off guard a little bit. It took me off guard, but what did Sincere Running Ray Real in the chat got everybody cracking up? He said, that's the problem. You pay for that lunch trying to munch. Don't get mad you come up full of Captain Crunch, with a mouthful of Captain Crunch. Oh, wow. Hey, you know, this, when I say it's 2025, and it's a whole bunch of different mentalities out here. That's why I'm trying to keep it general, because back when we was coming up, it was a lot of female, male ideas that we talked about. Now it's like, okay, now it's in general. I think some people feel like, women feel like, hey, if I take a man out and if I'm paying, he gonna have to be laying. You know what I mean? And a man feel like, oh, if I take her out to dinner, she gotta be a winner. I'm gonna have to get that prize. She said she was the prize and I'm trying to get the trophy.
Hey.
I don't know. But I got some stories I got to get into, and when we come back, we got Eddie on the lines. We're going to talk to Eddie when we get back, but I do got some stories we got to get into right here from the city that we got to discuss. When we come back, we're going to have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. To learn more about how you can take your first steps in buying your forever home, visit associatedbank.com/lending. That's associatedbank.com/lending. Or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Soon as we get started making love, going hard, I hear a knock, knock, knocking on the wall. And as soon as I go deep, getting it in, then again, there's a knock, knock, knocking on the wall. Girl, your legs keep
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. It's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday right here in the city of Milwaukee. I'll say this question that we got up. A lot of y'all finna go out this weekend. A lot of y'all finna, get dressed and y'all got paid. Y'all about to go out and have a good time. But is there something afterwards that you expecting? Take the poll in the chat. Is someone obligated to be intimate with you after you pay for dinner? A. 833-212-1017. Terrence, let's get Terrence.
Hey, Brother Lowe, how you doing?
How you doing, Brother Terrence?
All right. I was calling because, man, I'm from Servite Woods, and we having a situation at Servite Woods, man, where we need your help. We have the highest HOA fees in the nation. We pay almost $600 for HOA fees, and they ain't doing nothing but stealing our money, man.
What?
It's a lot of older people that all they want to do is just retire and just lay back and be comfortable. And they've been stealing our money for years. We don't have no amenities. We can't vote on nothing. It's real bad. And
is this
really need
connected
help.
to the city?
Well, we live in a condo, so we have an HOA.
Okay.
We got an HOA, and HOA does nothing for us. HOA don't do nothing for us.
How many of y'all is it? How many of y'all is it there at the place?
It's over 100. It's over 100 people.
All right, check this out.
It's over 100 condos.
Stay on the lines. Get DJ Brother Z your number. Then I'm gonna come get with y'all and try to see what I mean, because everything is different. But I think that if we can get together and sit down, we can come up with something.
Okay, thank you so much, brother.
All right, thank you, Brother Terrence. I appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, this is what we do too. We got a lot of these great conversations, but we got to be about that action. And salute to Terrence, one of the elders in our community that is complaining about his HOA, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna see what we can do. Thank you, Terrence. Leave your information, and I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off the show. Eddie, How you doing, Brother Eddie?
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Good day, Tory Lowe. Today's Friday. The weekend's here.
And people are going to be going out. People going out, they're going to be having dinner. And some people may spend a lot of money. They may think that, hey, is there any dessert? They may want some dessert.
I've been listening to the show, Tory. I'm going to tell you something. Tory, nobody has a more critical opinion of modern-day women than I do. I don't mean in Milwaukee. I don't mean the state of Wisconsin, in America. I mean in the world. Nobody's more critical of the modern-day woman than I am, and for good reason, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? But I dated this girl, Tory, and we had a conversation, and we had an active, there was no argument about being intimate. She was into it, right? So anyway, the point is, Tory, is that she said to me, girls know what the score is. And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, girls know that when they go on a date with a guy, the guy's going to spend $100 on dinner, and they know their end of the deal is to make sure the guy's taken care of at the end. I said, girls actually buy into that? They actually know it? And she goes, yeah, we all know it. And I said, I had no idea. Now, Tory, because I'm so critical and so bitter about modern-day women, if I take a chick out, and I've done this before, and spend a couple $300, I don't expect anything from that gal. Okay, if she's not into me, I don't want her. I want to win chicks over. Tory, I've got an ego. I'm a narcissist. I don't want to buy a girl if I don't have to, Tory. You know what I mean? Right. I want her to dig me for who I am.
You want to conquer her.
So
you want to.
I want to conquer her. I want to con her. I want to convince her.
You want to sweep
I
her
want to convince her to dig my world, and not because I dropped, $40 at the Red Lobster. Now, Tory, I want to say this. I think people would think, like I said, I'm the kind of guy who would think women are obligated. I don't think so at all. But I will tell you something. I wouldn't go on a date with a chick 3, 4, 5 times if I thought I had the right. If I had won her over and she was playing this game, I wouldn't do it then. But they are not obligated. And remember, Tory, nobody's a bigger jerk about women than I am. And I'm even saying that they don't have to do that. You see what I'm saying,
right.
Tory?
You're saying that no matter what,
the bad guy,
no matter what the price is, you don't have to sacrifice.
Yeah, they don't have to do that. I want a chick to be with me because she wants to.
Pay to play.
I want a chick to be with me, because she wants to be with me. And like I said, I was dating that girl.
Like you're
and
looking for some real love. It sounds like, Eddie, you trying to find real love.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to have to go to, like, Eastern Europe, or I have to stay east of, like, Budapest or Bucharest, where women are still women, and like men, they don't hate us, they don't resent us, they don't put us down. In Eastern Europe and in Asia, Tory, women actually like men. They appreciate us. They don't find fault for us just for the sake of doing it. And they act ladylike. They're feminine, they're demure, they're angelic, like it was 20 years ago for all those generations before us, Tory. Believe it or not, that exists. Tory, on that note, I'm going to go. I'm driving by Miller Park right now. I got to get going. I got a 5 o'clock appointment. I'll see you later. Have a good weekend, Tory Lowe.
All right. Have a fun, safe weekend, Eddie. Eddie says, hey.
All right.
Eddie said, hey, he don't believe that women are obligated to bust down after a dinner, after a meal. Who else do we have on the lines? White Widow. How you doing, White Widow?
Hey, how are you?
White Widow.
Hey, Tory, another week down. Another week down. Stay safe. Get back. Stay alive over the weekend, you and my young Z. But, I have to go back to when I was a kid. My mom was a cocktail waitress in downtown. And it was a year before she decided to go out, and she got all of 8 of us, who could vote in the living room. And she went around the whole room. She said, do you mind if I go out on a date? And all my brothers and sisters said, yeah. She deserved it. I said, no. No. I don't want my mom out of my sight, and I trust nobody. But it was funny because next thing you know, Friday night's coming, and I'm going around the house. I'm going, why did I smell it that evening in Pearce? My mom had that perfume from Ben Franklin. Man, what's going on? Next thing you know, I said, I look and she's dressed up, and I thought, what's going on? I said, no, you know what I mean? And the next thing you know, the doorbell rang. My mom said, hey, someone's at the door for you. I said, who's there? I go there. There's a big, tall, handsome man with something behind his back. And he said, hello, I would like to take your mother out for a date. And he said, here, I brought this for you, a 5-pound box of chocolate so he could take my ma out.
Oh, wow.
I said, of course. But also in those days, the men also contribute to the babysitting costs. So chivalry is somewhat
If he wanted to
dead.
go out, he paid for the babysitter.
Also, they took that into consideration, and I got back with that 5 pounds. My brothers and sisters go, man, let's have some. I said, you were ready to off ma for nothing, you know what I mean? At least I got the chocolate.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, but the moral of the story is it's classless if you take a woman out and you pay, and it's classy if a woman reciprocates a couple of days later and takes that guy out for a nice dinner.
Okay. She got to reciprocate. Don't use them. Or don't use her. Return the favor. Return the kind gesture. We got Al on the lines. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing wonderful. Well, first of all, some of y'all have to pay because some of y'all don't have no finesse. And some of y'all going based off a hope. So I don't know what's going on with that. And furthermore, ain't nobody entitled to give you anything. All I hear is stomach cramps and bad Charlie horses. But the moral of the story is you can get that before going to the dinner. So I don't understand why y'all expecting. But some of y'all don't have no finesse. Some of y'all don't have no kickback. And some of y'all have to pay. And all you have to do, and some of y'all just got to take your clothes off and look in the mirror. So you can't have a bunch of expectations if you don't have expectations for yourself. And why would somebody give you something and you only spend $40, $50, $100?
So do price count, Al? Like, what if they pay like $300?
Well, just because you pay $300 doesn't mean you're going to still get anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I might not like you.
I mean,
we might just be having a conversation.
I mean, when you talk about taking people out, it should be because you want to treat them good. Or you want,
that's true too, but you have some men who wants to be treated like a trick because some of them want to throw their money around because they have no personality and they don't have no finesse. So they want their money to be their personality, and then they open their door because now they're going to see them for their money. Because once you start something, you can't stop it. If you come in here spending $300, she's going to expect you to spend that. And then when you pull back, she's going to already probably be talking to your brother or somebody else that she got home and she gave it to for free. So you got to figure out your place and your role and what you want to do.
Hey.
But if you don't have no finesse, if you don't go to the gym, if you got a kangaroo pouch downstairs, you already know the answer. So stop going off of hope and be realistic.
And get rid of them parasites like Liz Brown be saying. They got the parasites. Got to cleanse them out.
You can you can do that too, but even some of the parasites is even better than that. Because some people is in there just for a quick minute. Some people are there for a season, and some people are there for a reason. It depends on how you play your cards. It's 52 to a deck. Which card are you playing?
The king or the joker?
Well, if you're smart, you're going to play all of them because all of them serve a purpose.
Okay. All right, Al. That's what's up.
Hey. Have a good one.
All right. Have a fun, safe weekend, Al. Enjoy yourself. Hey, look. When we come back, it's a story about, you know what, I don't even want to spoil this one because this reminds me of the movie Set It Off. And y'all know what happened in Set It Off, and it happened right here in the city of Milwaukee. We're gonna dig into this story. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Hey.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. While the rest of the NFL continues this weekend, the Packers are on an early bye. They sit at 2-1-1 and return home on October 12th to take on the Bengals. The Brewers are making their NLDS debut against the Cubs Saturday for Game 1, a series that can become more tense as the rivalry continues.
This pitch almost hits Suzuki. It was a slider that he lost up and in, and it's 1-0. Cubs fans are booing as if that was intentional. The bases are loaded, nobody's out. And it was the slider. Yeah, come on.
First pitch is at 1:08 p.m. Saturday in a best-of-5 series. Badger football faces Michigan Saturday. Kickoff in Ann Arbor is set for 11 a.m. Badger volleyball also takes on Michigan Sunday at 1 p.m. in Madison. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah, we finna set it off in this motherfucker. You hear me? I'm finna put you in the trash can. I'm tired of all you y'all annoying me right now, for real. You wanna talk, you wanna run your mouth, you want some games to stretch your mother out. We'll set this talk, set this talk. We'll set this talk, set this. Let's get these mind right. They call me bad.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Woman charged in $118,000 heist at a Milwaukee armed truck facility. She went and tried to rob the truck. Investigators have issued an arrest warrant for one, while the other received a summons to appear in court later this month. The two women face felony theft charges after alleged after allegedly stealing $118,000 from Loomis Armed on August 14th, according to criminal complaint filed in Milwaukee County Circuit Court Tuesday. We got video of this if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
On Thursday, investigators issued an arrest warrant for this woman, LaToya Watkins, for what they say happened here at the Milwaukee Loomis location back in August 2023. Newly filed court documents say Watkins showed up to the front door that day wearing a wig and a red polo shirt like other Loomis employees.
The criminal complaint says Watkins used the code word beach ball to get through the first set of doors. Once in a secured vestibule just like this one, she struggled to enter the correct PIN number. She told a nearby employee, quote, "I'm here to work. It's my first day." That employee let her in.
Those same documents say Watkins then found herself in the cash room, running off with a plastic bag containing $118,000. How'd she pull it off? Well, investigators say her girlfriend at the time, Dajanique Jackson, worked at Loomis with an online search history that included, quote, "What happens if I'm caught stealing money at work?" I tried tracking down Watkins by phone.
Hi, I'm looking for LaToya Watkins. This is Hannah Hilliard calling with Channel 12.
And Jackson at a former address Thursday, but couldn't reach them. They are now both charged with theft.
Hannah, it took 2 years to file charges in this case.
It did, Deanna. The DA's office today tells me that they finally received 100 videos and some other evidence to review over the summer, which led to this week's charges. In the meantime, the whereabouts of Watkins remains unknown right now. She is the main target of this investigation, and there is a warrant out for her arrest, while Jackson received a summons to appear in court later this month.
All right, Hannah Hilliard reporting live for us.
They took their time with this one, DJ Brother Z. They took their time with this one, and I'll say this. How did she know how to say beach ball? It had to be the girlfriend. It had to be, because how do you know the code words? And so it's one of those things where, like, was it worth it? $118,000, I mean, they had to take their time with this because they had to put together all the evidence, because it took a while for them to even press the charges on them. And I wonder, was they keeping track of spending? This was all cash. This was all cash. So was they buying things? I don't know. Like, they got away with it for a minute. And for the simple fact that the news is calling the girlfriend that was working there, she not in jail. This happened in 2023. Hey, maybe they didn't know at first. Maybe they was confused, or maybe they was trying to make the connection because, you know, they knew probably it was an inside job, but they said she had a wig on. So it probably took them some time to try to figure out who was the employee, because it could have been anybody at that point. So, hey, they was watching Set It Off, DJ Brother Z, with Queen Latifah. You see she got the braids. Let me stop. But that's one of those situations where, hey, was it worth the risk? Was it worth the risk? We're going to find out if they charge them. We're going to see. I'm going to keep everybody up to date on this. Josh in the chat says they both were Cleos. They both was Cleo. Hey. Also, there's another situation that we got to pay attention to. Remember the little boy that got taken from his dad? That story that hit a while ago where the men ran up on his father. The father ran in the house, and the little boy got taken by the men. He eventually got found, but they took the mom into custody. There was a lot of talk about the mom, Miss Williams, and now they're saying that there's a situation that there will be no charges for the mom and the son's kidnapping. I mean, this story went all over the internet. And they're saying now that the investigation into Miss Williams is now complete, and there will be no issuing charges against her. This is coming from Milwaukee County Chief Deputy District Attorney. We got some video on this. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. Let's listen.
Out. She will not face any charges in this case. Investigative reporter Derek Rose is in the newsroom tonight with those developments. And Derek, you just got that update from the DA's office.
Yeah, Blake, one of the top prosecutors told me today the district attorney will not pursue any criminal charges against Siobhan Williams. This is despite references in multiple court records saying she was uncooperative with police during the investigation to find her son. You might remember this surveillance video from July 11th capturing the kidnapping of Jamal White. Two people get out of a vehicle near 61st and Eustis, taking the boy at gunpoint, chasing him up the driveway, holding his father at gunpoint. After authorities issued an Amber Alert, police found Jamal White the following day. Now, prosecutors say during the search, phone records show the kidnappers called Jamal White's mother, Siobhan Williams, up to 40 times, demanding $100,000 along with jewelry in exchange for the little boy. Court records say Jamal's mother, when contacted by police, was not cooperative with the investigation. Now, her contact with police, coupled with the fact she's on probation in an unrelated case, is why police arrested her. She's been in jail since July while Department of Correction reviews her probation status. But again, she will not be charged in her son's kidnapping. There are 3 suspects charged in that crime: Corey Williams, Fabian Johnson, and a 14-year-old boy whose case is in juvenile court. All of their cases moving through the Milwaukee County court system right now, Blake.
And we all remember that video when we saw that online. Derek Rose in the newsroom for us tonight.
Look, Thanks, Derek. Like I said, that was one of them viral stories. And, you know, people was coming out the woodworks talking about the mama. I ain't going to even repeat a lot of it because it's alleged and we don't really know. But she was arrested on a violation of probation. And, you know, all it takes is contact with the police for them to get you with that. So I don't know if they're going to revoke, you know, her probation after this. And even if they drop the charges, it's 2 different systems at that point that's working. I had met a guy that said that his girlfriend, he only had 6 to 11 months left on paper. And I guess him and his girlfriend got into it. She said he told me allegedly that she claimed that she got abused by him. So while they was investigating that, they held him on, a probation violation, and he was held there full time until they thoroughly investigated and took him to trial with it, and then he was found not guilty. He was found not guilty of beating up his girlfriend, and they still held him due to the probation violation. So it's 2 different systems working. So she may still be in it. Depending on what her probation was, they may just keep her for that. We're going to keep everybody up to speed on this. Also, I want to get to this story. There's another story that I want to get to after the break. I guess they're saying this a CEO, Milwaukee Health Service CEO, is saying that there's an issue because within the last 6 months, 2 dental workers were killed due to homicide. And he's coming out speaking about the 2 dental workers that were killed in the city of Milwaukee due to homicide. We're going to talk about that when we get back, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, it's a Bucks Pod Fest with the hosts of the Eurostep podcast. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chain savings with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more.
Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
Ready to hit the road in your new car? At Brewery Credit Union, we make it easy with affordable payment options on auto loans designed to fit your budget. Whether it's a brand new ride or the perfect used vehicle, we'll help you get behind the wheel faster. With flexible terms, quick approvals, and personalized service you can trust. Don't wait. Start your journey today. Apply online at brewerycu.com or visit us at Brewery Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Bike crash? Call Gruber's offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The jewelry store and tell her make me a grill. Had a whole top diamond in the bottom rose gold.
Yo. We about to start an epidemic with. Yeah, I know what this is. So, yeah. Got 30 down at the bottom, 30 more at the top. All invisible and little ice cube blocks. If they call it a drink, call it a smile on the rocks. If they call out a price, let's say I call out a lot. I got like platinum and white gold, traditional gold. I'm changing grills every day, like Jay changed clothes. I might be grilled out nicely in my white tee, on South in my wife beat. VVS studded, you can tell when they cut it. You see, my grandmama hate it, but my little mama love it. Cause when I open up your market grill gleaming, say what? I stay low from the chiefin'. I got a grill I call penny.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I guess a CEO is saying that there's a concern with people from the dental field. 2 workers killed in 6 months. This is a concern that I guess he's saying, hey, what's going on? What's really going on out here when the dentist people getting shot? Well, he has an article out here. We want to listen to what he has to say. We got video as we broadcast live. Ryan Jenkins is doing a story from TMJ4. Let's listen.
First at 6, a suspect in custody for the shooting death of Milwaukee dental hygienist Kamonte McFarland. Police say a man wanted in connection to the shooting led authorities on a high-speed chase. That ended in a crash in Indiana. McFarland's death marks the second time a dental professional's been killed while working for Milwaukee Health Services. Lighthouse reporter Ryan Jenkins sat down with the president and CEO of Milwaukee Health Services today, who reflected on this latest round of gun violence.
I came here to Milwaukee Health Services, where the dental department is dealing with the loss of not 1, but now 2 of their team members taken by gun violence in less than 6 months. I talked to the CEO and president here, who tells me this is part of a bigger problem in the neighborhoods those healthcare professionals dedicated their lives to serving.
Yes, we lost 2 of our team members, but without a doubt, they dedicated their life all the way to the end.
Dr. Tito Izard is the president and CEO of Milwaukee Health Services, which provides accessible health care to medically underserved families in our community. This week, the staff here is mourning the loss of their second dental employee in less than 6 months.
Oh, wow.
In both cases, we had 2 black healthcare providers who've been serving this community, in Dr. Bowden's case, for 10 years, and Kamanti just next week would have been 19 years.
In April, Dr. Akintunde Bowden was killed after a confrontation with a neighbor over loud music. This past Tuesday, dental hygienist Kamanti McFarland was shot and killed in what officials called a domestic incident. The impacts of gun violence on his staff is a reality Dr. Izard says we need to shine the light on.
Every 18 months to 2 years, someone in our organization passes away. And a significant percentage of those have been related to violence.
Dr. Izard says data shows the gun violence that killed his employees is part of a bigger issue.
You have to pay attention to health disparities and health equity. This is what it looks like. Unfortunately, we're talking about, it may seem like random deaths, but statistically it's not random.
He points out that gun violence is one of several disparities that would play out this way if you looked at how his staff and African-American professionals all throughout Milwaukee's central city are impacted.
Oh, wow.
Because the population who's serving the community literally comes from that same community.
Now he calls on the entire community to connect with and support resources that can help before another life is gone too soon. Reporting in Milwaukee, Ryan Jenkins, TN.
Hey, I'll say this. This is something that, these women are professionals being affected by this. A lot of times when y'all talk about crime elements in our community, a lot of people think it's like a low vibration, like people that are out here on the street, doing things. No, these domestic incidents, these gun violent incidents, these reckless driving incidents, they affect professionals, people that are trying to work, people that are trying to do the right thing. Some of these police chases that end in, people losing their lives, families, women, children, this is why I say, like, that sometimes what y'all think in y'all head is because y'all really not out here looking at what's really going on. Y'all just kind of looking at the mainstream concepts. But I get to get a call. I get a call many times. Families looking for justice, families grieving over a loved one, and I got to go over there, look at the situation, and try to come up with a way to bring some type of relief. So a lot of things I say is coming from that perspective, and not a perspective where you just receiving the information and feeling some kind of way about it. All I'm saying is it's going to take a community to save a community. It's going to take us getting the proper ideas, the proper philosophy on our communities. Many times when we have people who have our tax dollars and we are looking for them to create resources, helpful resources that really benefit these areas that are negatively affected by these statistics. And a lot of these people they don't know what to come up with in the community, because even though they came out of the community, they not really in the community. You probably was born in the community and went off to college and went off to school, but you have no idea on how to really resolve the issue. Just because you got the title, you can obtain the title quicker than you can be out here and dealing with these things and getting a result. Anybody can grab the title. Out here, because all you got to do is write up a nonprofit mission statement. Bruh. That's it. Or get somebody to vote for you. This is why those are tools to put people in place that know what to do. Now you got the dental CEO complaining about what's wrong and people saying things is getting better. Okay. All right. But like I said, it's going to take us to be about that action. I played a story earlier that Clarissa Bates was killed on 28th in Concordia, and the family came right here to Truth Nation. To get help. And yesterday they called me because the judge finally charged and convicted the young man that killed Clarissa Bates. We went out and had a great time. Me and Elizabeth Brown and the family. But these are the results that I be talking about. I'm not just telling y'all to get results. We out here trying to show that you can get the results. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you, and then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in the 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tory Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You're listening to the new 101.7 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. One of 3 family members charged in the death of a Milwaukee woman pleads guilty. 21-year-old Aaliyah Frizen was charged with aggravated battery for beating her 30-year-old sister Ashley Hudson with a bat in an argument over a social media post in June. Their 15-year-old brother Haziel Frizen then allegedly shot and killed Hudson, leaving her to die on the sidewalk near MLK and Valete. The brother is headed to trial for a first-degree intentional homicide charge. Hudson's mother, 48-year-old Tara Hudson, faces 1 charge for obstructing an officer. Frizen faces up to 11 years in prison. She'll be sentenced in January. 9 people have been killed so far this year over high-speed chases in Milwaukee. Members of the Common Council questioned leaders of the Milwaukee Police Department Thursday on why there were close to 100 more high-speed chases this year compared to 2024. Alderwoman Mael Coggs.
What accounts for the amount versus the arrest? Like, you didn't catch them, or like what accounts for that gap?
That I couldn't say right now.
Police records indicated that out of 778 chases this year, only 358 resulted in an arrest. You won't need pennies anymore when paying at Quick Trip. Trip. The company is phasing out using pennies for cash transactions. So as stores run out of pennies, all cash purchases at Quick Trip and Quick Trip Star locations will be rounded down to the nearest 5 cents. The cash registers will automatically apply the rounding rules. The costs and transactions won't change if you are using credit cards or digital forms of payment. A popular restaurant known for its creative burgers and peanut bombs will close its doors in November. AJ Bombers has been operating at Knapp and Water Street in downtown Milwaukee for 16 years. In 2010, the restaurant gained national notoriety after appearing on the Travel Channel's Food Wars show, winning Best Burger in Milwaukee in a unanimous vote. Benson's Restaurant Group decided not to renew the lease earlier this year, so the last day of service will be Thursday, November 20th. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. Question of the day. Hey, we got the poll in the chat. Are you obligated to, I guess, be intimate with somebody if they take you out on a nice dinner or on a nice date? Now, this comes off of a video that I seen online, but this was one of the weirdest ones because usually it's male saying, hey, if I take a woman out on a nice date, hey, throw something back at a brother, But now it's 2025 and it's women saying this, but this is like it from a friend standpoint. She was saying this, and I know a lot of y'all old heads and a lot of these, when we was coming up there with studs and things like that. No, this is a regular female saying that if she take her friend out to eat, she gonna have to get down, DJ Brother Z. I was taken back by this when I saw this, and it was going viral. And it was women in the chat putting the 100 signs up. Like, what? Really? Like, this your buddy, this your friend. You supposed to look out for your friend. Whatever happened to the Golden Girls, DJ Brother Z? Thank you for being a friend. But let's for those that are tuning in to the third hour, let's get this question of the day, because this is where I got the question of the day from, because I don't understand, because usually, I say, like, you should always have good gestures, and it'll come back to you. Good gesture. You're like, hey, let's go out and grab something to eat. Hopefully they'll come back and return the gesture. But usually I'm thinking like, okay, most of the times when you take somebody out, it's just to have a good time, hang out, and enjoy some nice conversation. But many times people got that hidden agenda, DJ Brother Z. They want dessert at your place or back at their place. They want extra. They want extra whipped cream on the Sunday. Let's listen.
You paying for everything. That girl ain't offered to pay for not a nothing. Oh, baby, she gonna have to come up off some, baby. She gonna have to eat that poon. She gonna have to eat this poon tonight. She gonna have to give me some of that back there, them peaches or something. Cause baby, what we doing? I am not your man. And when you out eating with your homegirl and you paying for everything, that girl ain't offered to pay for not a nothing. Oh, baby, she gonna have to come up off some, baby. She gonna have to eat that poon. She gonna have to eat this poon tonight. She gonna have to give me some some of that back there, them peaches or something. Cause baby, what we doing?
All right. Hey.
I am not your man.
All right. Well, man, I mean, is that the desired outcome if I pay for the deal? I mean, we talk about going on nice dates. I think we had a whole conversation on how much does it actually cost to go on a nice date. You know, and I think somebody came up with a great strategy for like a date for almost like $50. You know, $50, and that included a walk, and a little picnic. You know, $50. You know, but this is something that if you pay a certain amount, is there a price? I asked Al, I said, is the price like anything over like into the hundreds, or there's people going for less, DJ Brother Z? But we got the poll. They going for Taco Bell with some extra sour cream. Hey, look, we got the poll in the chat. What are they saying with the poll, DJ Brother Z, on this Friday?
63% of people say that it's not okay. 31% says it depends on how the night goes, and 6% say that they're leaving with something.
6% say they leaving with something. Hey, those must be the ones that got the charm, got the finesse. But like I said, hey, they said, DJ Brother Z, we was talking about this. They said that rape was up. Rape. They said it's up in Milwaukee. Hey, keep your head on the swivel. Keep your head on the swivel. I saw something in the talk to text. Somebody said something in the talk to text. They said 7551 says, going out is old, T-Lo. Netflix and chill is in. Everybody want to Netflix and chill. She said, do the Netflix and chill. 5027 says, them straight females, then that's that wild and crazy, man, that is wild. These are straight females saying this about they friend. 2545 in the talk to text says, back in the day, you gave a girl half a can I say that, DJ Brother Z?
Where is it?
It's in the talk to text. I don't know if I can say this, but then I'll skip over it. You gave a girl half of.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay, you gave a girl half a blunt and half a pint, and that was it. Back in the day, them days over, bro. Hey, somebody said women nowadays are greedy. Just buy them a Cutwater. What? What? Wow. Well, look, I want to get into this story because a lot of y'all talk about the chemicals in the food, and the new administration is trying to get rid of the chemicals that come with American food, which I think is a good thing. Walmart is now removing certain chemicals out of their brand items. We got some video on this if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
Before the break, big changes are coming to the food aisles of America's biggest retailer. Walmart announced today it is eliminating synthetic dyes from all of its in-house food brands. Our Tracy Cornett is here in studio to talk about, Tracy, what the changes mean for you, people at home, and then when these go into effect here.
Yeah, well, Lydia, the Walmart brand is sold in stores nationwide, and chances are it's sitting in your fridge or your cabinet right now. Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr., along with the FDA, has put pressure on retailers to do this. They gave a loose deadline of 2027, and major companies have already fallen in line here. Pepsi, Kraft, Heinz, and now Walmart. And that's just to name a few. On top of removing dyes, Walmart pledged to eliminate 30 other ingredients, including some preservatives, artificial sweeteners, and fat substitutes. Now, Walmart has clarified that the shift to natural food dyes has been in the works for years. I mean, Europe's been following this for decades. The timing of this announcement, they say, say is half coincidence, half based on consumer demand. Their biggest goal now is making sure that foods keep the same taste and texture. Some will have similar colors to what you're familiar with now. So you can expect other colors to lose their color and other items entirely. But again, that is not until 2027, Lydia.
Well, Tracy, it'll certainly be interesting to see the comparisons once we finally do see those rolling out.
All right. Hey, look. Hey, some of y'all ain't never tasted the food without the chemicals in it, DJ Brother Z. Some of y'all been eating this food and they had all these different kind of dyes and chemicals. You might taste it now. You may not even recognize it no more. Sometimes the chemicals made the food taste a certain way and you done added it to your added a lot of these things to your meal plan. And now when they remove all of these chemicals, I'm wondering, is the food going to even taste the same? Or you may have to add a little bit more salt to it, salt and pepper to it to get the taste adjusted.
Even that's GMO'd.
But the salt and the pepper? Wow. Here we go. Well, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because a lot of that talk about all of the different dyes and a lot of the chemicals that were being used that was causing what they say was connected to other diseases. Let's see. I mean, I think that we should be eating healthy as possible. So I'm all for us cleaning up the food pyramid. Sometimes somebody said the food pyramid was a marketing scheme for us to spend more money as consumers on breakfast products to get everybody to eat breakfast. Hey, they showed me the food pyramid when I was a kid. Did you see the food pyramid, DJ Brothers? That's how they trained us to eat. But they said that they wanted more people to eat breakfast, so they came up with a nice marketing strategy with the food pyramid, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and so people can digest more breakfast items, dinner items, lunch items. Yeah, the dairy industry, I guess, they was trying to market it so we can just be eating 24 hours a day. But, hey, at the end of the day, we getting more wiser. We getting more understanding of what's going in our bodies. And it can't be a bad thing because I know a lot of y'all be shopping at a lot of these places, Walmart, Costco, all of these different places. They need to, if they're going to sell a lot of these products, I would rather for them to get rid of a lot of the harsh chemicals that we're consuming. So salute to that happening. That's a good thing. I don't see that as a bad thing. But it's another story that I wanted to talk about that I saw in my news feed, and I don't even know if I could play all of this. I don't even know if I could play all of this video because it was a man that went live. And remember when we had the mother on this week that said that her son was going to be hanging out at the gas stations and a lot of these other kids were going to be out here terrorizing the community and things like that, and she was trying to warn the community. Well, I saw a video of a man on Facebook that was going live after he left a gas station, and he was followed by a young kid who tried to snatch his glasses off. Like he was wearing those expensive glasses, the Cartier glasses. And now, remember a couple months back, I think in the summertime around July, that people were running up to people in the gas station, snatching their glasses off their face. And there was a woman that was in the story. Well, now there's a situation where recently this man posted on social media that he was at the gas station and a kid kind of tried to snatch the glasses off his face, but he caught him. He got a hold of him and he gave him a 3-piece chicken nugget. A 3-piece crispy chicken tender, I guess. I guess he bopped him around a little bit because he was trying to snatch the glasses off his face. But this is a thing. This is a thing now. Y'all got to keep your head on the swivel when y'all going into these gas stations. And it's some young people may be checking you out, plotting. I saw a video where, you know how people do practice the open carry, and they have that holster with the gun hanging out like the police do. Well, these young men will walk behind these people, and then when they get in line and, when you starting to pay for your stuff, they'll snatch the gun from you and point it at you. Like, I got your gun, I'm going to, back up. And you got to throw your hands up because they just took the gun off you, and they go and run off and get in the car and drive off. Y'all got to be careful because the mom came on the show trying to let the community know her son, not only her son, other young people are out here and they don't care. They trying to destroy the community. And so when those messages go out there, it's a good thing to know that when you approach, not to say you got to be scared, but be watchful and have great awareness. Not all young people is on this kind of mess. Not all the young people is on this. It's just, you never know. You never know, so you might as well keep your head on a swivel with these things. But can we get that video up, or are we not able to get the video?
No, it says that this content is unavailable. When this happens, it's usually because the owner only shared it with a small group of people, or changed who can see it, or it's been deleted.
Okay. Well, can I play the audio? Do I still have it? But at the end of the day, these are things that we got to discuss so we can make sure that we're doing the right thing. And matter of fact, the mom, 414 Life, the mother that called into the show, after the show, 414 Life, and Reggie Moore with Credible Messenger, they've gotten with the mom. So I'm going to be checking in with the mom to see what were some of the ideas that they came up with for her son. I'm going to definitely bring the mom back on and track the progress of a lot of these issues. But I think I got the video. I'm going to just play the audio, DJ Brother Z. All right, this is what the man had to say.
I'm here at the gas station right here on 51st and Hampton.
51st and Hampton.
Tried to come in the gas station, man. I'm seeing him finna try and bust a move on me because he looking shaky. I thought he was finna rob the gas station. Man, the dude reached up and grabbed my glasses, man, off my face. I'm talking about the way I grabbed that little nigga by his head. And he had the nerve to have some dreads, too. And I slung that little nigga dead into the ATM and got right on his heels. I should have did something bad to him. But the way I put that 3-piece on him, he didn't want to do nothing else, man. Y'all got to get y'all kids, man. You know, somebody's son could have lost their life today.
Hey, I understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation. You know, it's a lot of times where these adults, they having mercy on these kids because they don't want to, they don't want to go all the way there because they could tell he got a little bird chest. You know what I mean? You can tell when you punching a little boy. Sometimes these little kids think they want to be tough, but when you got that grown man strength, and they having mercy because he said he gave him the 3-piece. But he knew, okay, this is a little boy. Somebody come get their kids. See, at the end of the day, we got to make sure that we're doing our due diligence when we see problematic issues. And this mother reached out to a lot of people. That's why when she came to me, she was just warning the community. But thank God for the brothers and sisters on the front lines that's at least willing to tackle these type of situations. Because there's a lot of folks that saying throw them away and lock them up and throw away the key. But we got to try to do something. And we working on it. I'm going to try to keep everybody updated with the mom that called in earlier this week talking about her son. She said she gave birth to a psychopath, basically. She told her story, and I'll tell you this, that's a powerful thing for somebody to do. I wish those school shooter parents would do the same thing that mother did. Come out and say they see their son in the room with the AK-47 trying to draw messages on the cartridge. I mean, we need to start coming out and saying what the truth. A lot of people don't want to say that their kid is out here doing evil, but you got to start doing that. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this
Congratulations.
Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
.1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against the West Allis Hale Huskies on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Future Hendrix. Yeah. Oh, that's hey, say you getting thrown, I'm trying to part with you. Oh, that's your best friend, I'm trying to fuck with you. First met it, they say they real sisters. I don't give a fuck if they were real sisters.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tory Lowe Show and The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We will be joined by Alicia, owner of Chef at Tasteful Event Catering. She will discuss her catering company and why you should consider working with them, but also her passion for mentoring young people who want to start a career in culinary arts. So again, that's the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Tasteful Event Catering this Friday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Hey, look, we've been having a lot of conversation today, especially when it comes to just the dynamics of getting out, enjoying yourself. It's Friday. Everybody's gearing up for the weekend. But hopefully, you know, a lot of people can take people out and just enjoy the company, DJ Brother Z. Instead of trying to, you know, plot for that dessert at the end. They want to have their cake and eat it too. That's what they trying to get the cake and eat it too, I guess. That ain't even the real saying. The real saying is they want their cake and eateth. Like two. Like, but we done flipped it up and made it hood. But what else? It was another story that I wanted to get to before we got out of here. Once again, there's so much going on. Sometimes when I get to Friday, I just be wanting to take a break. Sometimes I be wanting to just relax, enjoy the weekend. But we got an elder that called in early on the show. Now, when I get off the show, I got to call him and help him organize and get some stuff done. So, hey. But it's a story I want to get to. A student was detained after a shooting threat at a Milwaukee middle school. According to NPS, school officials took immediate action after threatening comments. Police are investigating this story. Once again, there was a student detained after a shooting threat at a Milwaukee middle school. I think we got some video. DJ Brother Z had brought this to my attention. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got some details. Let's listen.
And breaking news, we've just learned about a school shooting threat at Morse Middle School in Milwaukee. The district says a student made a statement about a shooting. That student was immediately detained. Milwaukee police were called to the school, but no gun was found. MPS says an investigation is underway. We've also reached out to Milwaukee police for more information.
And then when they say NPS, I'm like, this ain't, I mean, I'm just be honest. This ain't no black kid thing. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. This ain't, so, and they said wasn't no gun found, but when I saw the title, I'm like, okay, school shooting in NPS, Morse, you know what the first thing I thought, DJ Brother Z? Is this some white kids that go to Morse? You know what I mean? I mean, that's when you talk about school shooting, that's not what we do. You might get beat up. Our kids will jump you now. You gonna make it home, you might have a couple lumps on your head. You might have a couple knots on your head, but you gonna make it home. We don't do the school shootings like that. Now we target individuals. We do bully. We do target, we do jump, we do beat up. They gonna get beat up on. Your kid might come home with the coat. We look like somebody that shuffled them up a little bit. But the school shooting ain't, at least to this point, ain't our thing. That ain't what the black kids do. A lot of the times when we use guns, it's isolated, or we're targeting somebody, we trying to get somebody. And then if you go out into the community, they either trying to take something or doing something that they ain't supposed to be doing. But just for when you talk about school shooting, you put the title on that, and you talk about it's in the hood, I'd be like, okay, what really happened? Because look at this story. They got that alarming title. The title says school shooting, but then they said they went and did the check, and it wasn't no gun. So he probably was saying something that he wasn't supposed to say, or the student, he or she, was probably just lashing out and saying stuff that they weren't supposed to say, and then they had to react to it because, hey, it's America. Things can happen. Not to say that it can't happen. And thank God that they're investigating this situation, because anything can happen. But let's be honest, the school shooting ideal ain't our kids. That ain't the kid. That ain't what we do. We do a lot of other stuff. We might get your key and ride it all down the street. We might some other stuff might happen. But hey, that's what happens when you talk about different cultures. DJ Brother Z sent this to me earlier, and I was like, okay, is this out on the south side? Somewhere, away from, where, when they said the north side, I said, okay, I would love to hear the details on this. Let me get the details. Also, this is the last story before we get the advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown on the lines. The ICE story. ICE identifies 6 of 24 arrested. This happened in Mconomowoc County Jail. This was a story that I was trying to get to. They're saying that Immigration and Customs Enforcement identifies 6 of the 24 people they say agents arrested in, what is that? Manitowoc? Sometimes I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Manitowoc. That's what it is. Manitowoc. This happened in Manitowoc. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got video on this, DJ Brother Z? We don't got video on this? Okay, hold on. Yeah, but ICE is moving. Matter of fact, it's a story in Chicago where they bust down the whole building. And they detained some families that wasn't even involved. And they said that if y'all got warrants, y'all ain't going to get let go. So when they come, hey, make sure you, if you know the military, if you know that ICE or something is coming or the National Guard is coming, make sure you go to your court date because they might got a hold on you. If you miss the court date and they come around, they might get you and put you in jail. You know, they might check your background and see that you missed the court date and they might hold you. Somebody said it's only over here on 60th and Villard. Well, let's get to this story about these about this ICE arrest in Manitowoc. Let's listen.
Homeland Security officials today identified 6 men they say are suspects in a human and drug trafficking ring.
Immigration officials said they arrested 24 people in Manitowoc last week. Investigative reporter James Stratton is in the newsroom for us tonight.
And James, only one of the men they identified has child sex assault charges.
Deanna Derrick, state prosecutors say he raped a 14-year-old girl last fall, had 2 runaway girls staying at his house. But 12 News discovered he was already in custody when the feds say they made that roundup last Thursday. He's one of 24 people immigration agents say are suspected in a drug and human trafficking ring. The photos posted to FBI Milwaukee's social media show agents in the parking lot of the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office. Federal authorities call it a joint operation. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, says agents arrested 24 in Manitowoc County with suspected ties to a transnational human trafficking and drug trafficking ring, saying the arrests came after interviewing victims, including kids. Tonight, identifying 6 of the 24, including Jose Hilario Moreno Portillo, who they say was picked up in the raid, but jail records show he's been in custody since August 18th, more than a month before. State prosecutors say he raped a 14-year-old girl after a party with other young girls and had 2 runaway girls at his house. State prosecutors said he, quote, has displayed a pattern in an ongoing investigation of preying on young and vulnerable females in our community. The other 5, the feds linked to the ring, do not have previous child sex assault charges, and it's unclear what new charges they will face. Darvin Villavicencio pleaded guilty to operating without a license for the 3rd time and disorderly conduct. Erlen Villavicencio charged with failing to report to jail and drunk driving. Same goes for Christian Diaz Alfaro, charged with driving drunk and pleaded guilty to operating without a license, all in 2025. DHS says Abraham Almanza was previously convicted of identity theft and Roel Oriana of hit and run and traffic offenses, but those charges do not show up in Wisconsin or in federal court.
Now, James, these men are all in custody, according to ICE. What new charges could they be facing?
That's still unclear tonight, Deanna, as is who the other 18 people are. ICE says they're all in the country illegally and have ties to that human and drug trafficking ring. Once we learn more, of course, the questions we're asking DHS tonight, we'll sure to bring those answers to you.
Oh, investigative reporter James down in Manitowoc, man. They done came out over here and went crazy. You know what? It's Friday. I'm finna get out of here without bringing no smoke. I ain't trying to bring no smoke. We finna run the break. We got Elizabeth Brown on the lines. We gonna talk to Elizabeth Brown when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Coming with straight truth.
Tory, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla. I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are right. No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Drop my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen. You know, I don't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back. I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you?
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Collab Capital is an early-stage venture capital fund designed to help close the funding gap for black entrepreneurs. And it recently closed its latest funding round with $75 million in committed capital. Jules Burke-Solomon is co-founder and managing partner of Collab Capital, and she says a big part of the VC firm's early success comes down to the work she's put into meeting people.
We spend a lot of time on the road, meeting with limited partners, getting them excited about our vision for shared prosperity, and really telling a different story about how we're finding incredible entrepreneurs who are building a different type of future. And so I think that's what got our limited partners excited.
Beyond funding, Collab Capital also offers operational support and tries to help founders build a network of partnerships. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. While the rest of the NFL continues this weekend, the Packers are on an early bye. They sit at 2-1-1 and return home on October 12th to take on the Bengals. The Brewers are making their NLDS debut against the Cubs Saturday for Game 1, a series that can become more tense as the rivalry continues.
This pitch almost hits Suzuki. It was a slider that he lost up and in, and it's 1-0. Cubs fans are booing as if that was intentional. The bases are loaded, nobody's out. And it was the slider. Come on.
First pitch is at 1:08 p.m. Saturday in the best-of-5 series. Badger football faces Michigan Saturday. Kickoff in Ann Arbor is set for 11 a.m. Badger volleyball also takes on Michigan Sunday at 1 p.m. in Madison. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You already know it's me, man, the Big G. I was 16, putting up in foreign whips, popping out on my block, 100,000 in jewels on, 10,000 in my pockets, both pockets, man, $2,000 fits. I swear to God, this back then. Way back when.
7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Elizabeth Brown, advocate, author on the lines. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Hey, look, it's a beautiful Friday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't ask for a better Friday in October.
Well, I was trying to let everybody know that Clarissa Bates, the family, hit us up yesterday because they got justice for Clarissa Bates.
Absolutely.
After we had to get involved we had to track down the person that did it because they had a suspect, and then they let him go. And then months had went by, and then when we got involved, we rallied the community, got the information that was needed, got the person that was involved arrested, and now almost a year later, this happened August 3rd, so a little bit more over a year later, they got the victory. And yesterday we had a good time with the family.
Yes, we did. And salute to that family. Such a beautiful family. And the whole time, what people don't understand, the family life was in jeopardy. They were being threatened. Like we went into enemy's territory. And they got the results. So salute to that family. Again, I really want to give a shout out, to the mom and the sister, because again, although they were ecstatic that they can get justice for their loved one, but at the same time, they were in tears because they didn't feel like it really was a moment to celebrate, because that was another black man that's going to be taken away from their family. And that's so our people, even though we have been brutalized, and in a moment that's supposed to bring some relief, their family is hurting because that's another black man that's been added to a system due to, him taking the life of their sister. And, it was a super emotional night because, again, in one take, their loved one was taken, and then on the flip side of that, this is another loved one that was taken from his family and his mother, and now he'll be, spending the rest of his life in prison. But again, salute to that family. Send prayers up for them, because again, one process has ended, but another one began, and this is what me and you talk about all the time. When you're an advocate, you're not just there when the camera's on. You doing the work, and you working with these families when people done went home and forgot about it. It's never done. We're never done, and it was a beautiful moment, but at the same time, like I said, for that family to feel the way they feel about the other family that took their loved one away, again, just reiterated for me, like, we are a loving people, and a lot of the programs and things that, we've been a victim of tends to put us in certain situations where we have to wind up sending somebody that look like us to jail or taking a life due to the fact that this individual decided to step outside their humanity and take somebody's life so viciously. So salute to that family.
And thank everybody that chipped in, because when we do those call to actions and people get active, you know what I mean? We get to see the community come alive and help each other, and that's powerful as well.
I mean, our community in totality, people can say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? I love Milwaukee. I love our people. Because, again, none of this is done single-heartedly or just one individual. When we did the call for action, people called in, gave information, but salute to that family from the beginning to the end. They got the case started and they finished it. They were doing their police work. So salute to that family. Hold them up. Again, Truth Nation, it's our turn, and like I said, we on the right side of history right now. So it's a beautiful thing.
Well, look, we just got the verdict in. I guess Diddy just got sentenced. DJ Brother Z, what's going on with Diddy right now?
You got sentenced to 50 months.
50 months. Basically 4 years. And then add in the year he already served as well, because they'll get in the time served. Did they factor in the time served? So that's 3 years.
So he'll be out in a minute.
Yeah, so,
He'll
hey.
be out in the sake of a lamb's tail.
Right, so, hey, 4 years for Diddy. 50 months.
4 years for Diddy. Hey, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, he done did the majority of that time. So I just hope he come out, you know, with another mindset, you know.
He said he apologized. He apologized to everybody.
Well,
He sent a letter in, you know.
What I'm saying is it ain't, I don't care about what you're saying. It's about what you're doing.
Right.
You know. So I'm waiting on action because, again, we're in a time that everybody's sorry, but they only sorry because they got caught.
Right.
So the reality is we'll see how he come out because, again, there's a lot of lives that was touched by him, not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like we stated, you know, a lot of the individuals who were saying they were consenting, even though they felt like it was some type of pressure. However, all of those individuals was adults. However, there is another side of individuals due to the power that he had and
The
whatever.
influence.
But I just hope he come out with a changed mindset and on this side try to right the wrongs of his past. See if he be about the apology that he gave. So.
All right. Well, look, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on today's show, Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
School's back in session. Kids have their backpacks, school supplies, and new clothes. But are you ready as a parent? Families are the single most important factor in a child's academic success. This year, get to know your child's teachers. Stay engaged with their learning. Don't be shy about asking questions along the way. Because as a parent, you are your child's first and most important teacher. Learn more about how City Forward Collective is helping families, students, and schools thrive at cityforwardcollective.org.
Tired of that Golf Channel day and night? Maybe it's time to get out there. Coldwater Canyon Golf Course at Chula Vista Resort in Wisconsin Dells. A traditional front nine and a link-style back nine. Perfect for a family outing or a stay-and-play package. And Chula has new thrills like the futuristic Rainbow Rapids Water Park Edition and dual zipline racing. Plus Wisconsin's #1 rated steakhouse. All on site. Check it all out at chulavistaresort.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Junior Achievement is proud to team up with the Admirals to help young people build the skills they need to win in school, in work, and in life. Thank you to the Milwaukee Admirals for supporting JA programming and for giving our students a power play toward a brighter future. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School Championship football. This Friday night, Marquette High Hilltoppers celebrate homecoming against their rival West Allis Hale Huskies. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Friday Night Football on The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. Elizabeth Brown, has been a lot going on this week, but we made it to Friday, and hey,
another one in the book.
Let me get your final thoughts.
I mean, again, this week ended out with a victory. You know, salute to the Bates family. We love you. You know, thank you again for being using your platform again to try and put out the many fires that is in our community that continuously burn. And again, don't take it lightly, because people don't understand when a family come to us and they've used all of their media time with the news, and you know the police done or they called them, and you are literally the Hail Mary. And to be an individual that a person or people in their darkest hour, when they have went through every channel they can go, and then your name is whispered in the darkness, that speaks volumes about the man that you are. So in reality, all I'm telling you is don't take it lightly. What you do is needed, and it's definitely a higher calling. In this season, there is no humility in what it is that you do. You have to make sure that you understand that there's a conviction, there's a honor that you need to also make sure that you giving yourself the credit that you truly deserve. Because in our season, you the real life. I don't know, the people whisperer. You know what I'm saying? Because it be in whispers that you get these calls, and the result is always positive. You know, just stay on the frequency. All I'm going to tell you is Friday, make sure that you're able to get the rest that you need, because, again, this is only beginning. We have climbed mountains, but now we at the bottom of another one. So we're going to need you on point tip. So make sure that you're doing what it is that you need to do so we can continue to do this work for our people and be the example that we talk about every day. So salute to you. Happy Friday. Truth Nation, take a breather this weekend, you know, recharge, relax, and come back harder than ever. This is our time. We making leeway, and it ain't over yet. So let's get it.
Hey, look, and I appreciate you for being out here, because I'll tell you the struggle. When we out in the struggle, the women are often the inspiration and the empathy, and many times when families are going through these things, they need the opinions of those that are on the front lines. And when you have a female opinion, a female touch to it, it makes everything flow. It gives it that flow that needs to be, because many times it's hard out here. And when women are reaching out and men are reaching out, and they need to have that circle of life, that masculine and feminine energy, and that's powerful when it comes together and it can produce results.
Absolutely. I'm here for it, King. Again, it's an honor and a privilege to serve our people at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be nowhere else. So salute to you.
Hey,
let's get it.
Appreciate you for being on the front lines. I'll talk to you soon, Queen.
Hey, as always, King, one love.
All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Queen. All right, Tory up on one of the phones. Green don't always go. Let's get it.
All right, we got the final answer to the poll. Is someone obligated to be intimate with you after you pay for dinner for them? I forgot to ask Liz the question, but in the chat, somebody said, hell no, 67%. Depends on how the night goes, 29%. And yes, I'm leaving with something at 4%. Hey, look, salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful week of chats. I appreciate y'all. Y'all always come through. Y'all always have some great information, great ideas in the chat. Continue. Be safe out here. Everybody out there in Radio Land, make sure you keep your head on the swivel. Make sure that y'all checking on your people. Hey, look, keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. Dr. Ken Harris up next.